guys, it's Kara from iStampin.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today I am going to show you how I made this thank you card using a stamp set, Love What You Do. I have been using this one quite a bit, but I thought this card was really simple. I was inspired by a card that I saw on Pinterest, and I forgot to jot down the designer's name, so I will put that in today's blog post. But the colors that I used in this card were Old Olive and Grapefruit Grove. Grapefruit Grove is one of our new in colors, but I thought that I would change it up for the video today. And the two colors that I'm going to be using are two new colors that are part of our color revamp, and it's Balmy Blue and Greeny Apple Green. I thought those two colors really work well together. And I haven't, this Balmy Blue, this is, I'm kind of challenging myself. This really isn't a blue that I normally go for. So I thought it would be fun to see how it looks like on camera, and then at the end you can tell me which one you prefer. So those are the two colors. The other supplies that you will need are a very vanilla note card. So this is a 3.5 by 5 sized card, and the nice thing is that Stampin' Up has already gone and cut and scored these for us. So all we have to do is just fold it and then burnish it with our bone folder. I have two pieces of very vanilla cardstock strips, or that I've cut down to make strips. So the top one measures 1¼ inches wide by 3.5 inches long, and then this one is 1 inch by 3.5. And here on my sample, you can see that I have distressed the edges of the strips. You can either accomplish that with a pair of scissors, or I pulled out this old Tim Holtz tool that I've had for ages. So I know Stampin' Up used to have a distressing tool back in the day, so if you have that, pull that out. Or you can, like I said, always use your scissors and just kind of rough it up on the edge of the blades. And then finally, I am going to be using our brand new Stamparatus. I don't think I have used this on camera yet, so I thought that I would demonstrate it to you how wonderfully it works for a really small piece of cardstock like this, that you can make sure that you get a great impression the first time without messing up. And then finally, I guess this is truly the last piece, are the Pearl Basic Jewels. So why don't we go ahead and use our Stamparatus first, since I already have it out. So because these are photopolymer stamps, you want to make sure that you're using your foam pad. And then I'm just going to place this strip here right in the middle, and if I need to adjust the stamp, I can do that. I had it there earlier just to test out the Stamparatus to make sure that I was doing it right. And what I like to do is to, I feel like it's only necessary to use just one of our magnets. I'm sure you've heard that the magnets have a very strong attraction, and if you have both of them in close proximity, they can clasp together and then shatter. They don't do it if they're both on the Stamparatus, but if you say, if you just had both here on your table, the attraction is too strong for them not to crash together. All right, so I'm going to try to make sure that as straight as possible. If you want, you can always cut some grid paper down to size to make sure that your paper is straight. I'm just kind of eyeballing it today. So what I'm going to do is place the stamp centered onto the cardstock strip, and I'm going to pick it up, and I can use there's etched grid lines on the plate, so that will help to make sure that I have the stamp on straight, and it looks like I do. And so I am going to be stamping this in our Greeny Apple Green. So let me go ahead and just grab that. And I just like to ink up a stamp like this. And oh, the other tip that I've heard of, which is really neat, is to put the stamp set or the stamp case of whatever you're using, place that behind the plate, and then that will make inking up your stamp a lot easier. I need to remember to do that. Okay, and you may get ink on your plate. If so, just take a baby wipe or our new Simply Chamois and just clean that up. Okay, let me remove this and bring this back over. I love this tool. It is now available to order. It's in our new annual catalog. If you flip to page 207, you see it right here. So it is $49, and then you can get extra magnets for $12. But you know, for me, I haven't had any issues. Okay. And so what I'm going to do, I've got a couple, like the H didn't stamp all the way, so this is the great thing about the Stamparatus. All I'm going to do is re-ink this. Nothing has moved, so I should be able to stamp right back on top of this and it be perfect. Whoops. So I'm going to press down a little bit harder where that H is. And there we go. It is perfect. Oh, I love it. This tool I really think you're going to like if you are looking for a stamp positioner. It just has a lot of great benefits. It comes with 2 plates, so you can actually put a plate here and a plate here, and you actually have 4 stamping surfaces because you can put a stamp on either side or both sides of both plates. So the possibilities are really nice with this tool. Okay, so let me get that out of the way. So we have our strip done. Let me just close up the stamp pad, making sure that it's closed completely. And so what I'm going to do now is just take my little distressing tool and just run along just the edges of the strip. Like I said, you can do it with a pair of scissors, but this makes it a little bit easier. And normally I don't like to use tools that Stampin' Up doesn't sell or is retired, but I know that this is old school, and I know y'all probably have one of these laying around. Okay, so let me just distress this strip, and then we'll start stamping on the card. It does make a little mess, so we'll need to clean that up before we move forward. Okay, so that's done. Let me clean this up. Okay, so now what we're going to do is do the stamping, and I am using a variety of stamps. I'm going to be using this stamp here and this one, these little flowers, and then this little trio of flowers also. I'm going to be doing generational stamping, and what that means is that I'm going to stamp once and then keep stamping just to give it a really nice little ombre effect, kind of like, you know, from light or from dark to light. So I'm going to start off with the biggest image, and you just kind of randomly stamp. And this is a really pretty blue. It's not what I was expecting. I was expecting more of like a baby blue, but it's almost like kind of like a colonial blue. Okay, and then we're just going to keep stamping over, so I know it really doesn't look like much now. Just keep kind of stamping. It's kind of fun to experiment. Okay, so now we're going to come in with this image, and I'm going to go in where it's light and put some darkness in there. Come over here. And the same thing up here. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with the little flowers and just kind of fill in. And the same thing here. All right, so I'm going to put this strip on here in the middle. And I think I'm going to do, and that's the great thing, is that you can kind of come back in, and if you feel like you need to add something, you can definitely do that. So I kind of feel like I need to add some things right here and then right here. And I like to add it with the smallest stamp. It makes it kind of easy. Stamp off once and come right here. And put a little bit of dark right here. There we go. So like I said, you can play around and you know, go in there and add the color that you see fit. Okay, and I got a little bit of ink on this strip, but I'm not worried about it because I'm going to be covering it up. Okay, I think that looks good. So now all you'll do is just put snail on the back of this strip, and go ahead and put quite a bit on there, because with us distressing it, the edges, it did get a little bent. That's not unusual. And it looks like I'm going to need to do just a little bit of trimming, which is okay, because I like to make things a little bit longer than necessary. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do the same thing here. And these two colors look really, really nice together on the Very Vanilla. And as you can see, I mean, this is a simple thank you card, but it has a really pretty look to it and the texture. Okay, so let's trim off the edges, and then we can add our pearls. Okay, perfect. I like to use my paper piercer. It makes putting these pearls on so much easier. So I'm going to do a small one and a large one, or a medium-sized one, and then another small one. If I can grab it really quick. There we go, up right here. And that is it. A really simple card, but just so pretty. That's just two colors that I used, so I'll bring in the first one. So you can see each one's going to be completely different, but the balmy blue and the grainy apple green is just so pretty. So let me bring those two colors back in so that you can see what I used. So these are two of our new colors that are in part of our color revamp, and then used the Love What You Do stamp set. All right, guys, well, I hope you liked today's project. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you head on over to istampin.com and sign up for my newsletter. Also, if you are interested in getting a free catalog from me, I will link the blog post where you can actually just hit the buy now button to pay for shipping, and I will get a catalog out to you complimentary. And be sure to use this month's host code. So I do have a host code for June, and when you use that, you get a free gift from me. So if your order's $150 or more before tax and shipping, don't use that code. You'll still receive a free gift from me as well. All right, guys, well, have a great day, and if you have any questions, just comment below. Thanks, bye.